Hello everybody, welcome back to Drive and Strive. Today we're working on my 1998 Chevrolet Blazer. We're going to be changing the transmission seal, the output shaft seal. It's going to be somewhat of a straightforward process, but I've never done this before, so I hope it's going to go alright. I already got it up on its jack stands here. I got two per side. All the tires are off the ground. And I already marked the drive shaft, just make sure it gets put back where it's supposed to go. I got my ratchet and the socket I need. It's a 7/16 way over there, so I'm going to get down there. I'm going to pull this drive shaft out. Alrighty guys, so I just got the drive shaft out, and I'm getting ready to work on the front here. Up here, it should slide out. It may have a C-clip in there, not quite sure yet. I was warned about some of them having C-clips in there. That keeps the drive shaft from sliding out. But up there, same deal as the rear. It's got 4 bolts. Where's it at? There it is, right there. It's got 4 bolts. Just like the rear. I am gonna have to put the car in neutral and rotate the drive shaft to be able to get to all 4 of them. But that shouldn't be any big deal. Alright guys, it's been a couple days, but I'm getting back to work here on the Blazer. And I'm just going to show you what I'm getting ready to do. So I got the transmission supported, because I'm going to remove this transmission brace here in a moment. But what I got here is on the transfer case, before I can disconnect it, I got to remove an electrical connector right there, right up there. And then you can't see it, but there's another one on the other side of it. And then I need to remove this metal pan a guard here, and move a hose or a cable or something out from underneath it. I'll bring it out to over here, and once I remove those two connectors and move that hose there, I'm going to support the transfer case, and I'm going to unbolt it from the mount, and then I'm going to actually I'll probably remove the mount first, or unhook it and then take it off of the transfer case, and then I'll remove the mount, and then I'm going to unbolt it from the transmission. And whenever I go to do that, I'm going to have my dad out here. He's going to help me support the transfer case and help me remove it whenever I get all the bolts out. But I believe there is 5 bolts holding the transfer case into the transmission. And let's go ahead and get that done. I'm not going to video it just because it's awkward. So here we go. Alright guys, so here's the extension housing. This goes onto the transmission and the transfer case. This side here goes up against the transmission just like this. Okay? And it's got 6 bolts in it. And this other side has 5 bolts. Okay? And it bolts onto the transfer case just like this. Alright? Just like that. Okay? And so underneath the... So I originally thought that the transmission seal was what was leaking, but through some research that me and my brother did, we found out that the transmissions on these 4x4 Blazers actually don't have rear output shaft seals on the transmissions or the rear seal. What actually happens is the seal on the input shaft for the transfer case actually also works as the output shaft seal for the transmission. So it's actually the seal for both. So what I ended up doing was I got the input shaft seal for the transfer case here. I got the output shaft front and the output shaft rear seal, and I'm going to replace all of those. Then I'm going to put RTV on all of the mating surfaces on the extension housing, hook it back up to the transmission, and then hook this thing back up. What you're going to do to change your seals, you can take a screwdriver, you can try and get it up underneath here. Since the input shaft on the transfer case also acts as the output shaft seal for the transmission, what can happen is when that seal fails, your transfer case will end up overfilling with fluid, and it'll end up getting fluid in the vacuum lines. It'll mess up the 4x4 actuator and a bunch of other stuff, but we're going to go ahead and work on changing the seals. So what we're going to do is this right here is one of the output shaft seals, and this is going to be the same procedure for all the seals. This is the replacement seal here. I just got all of these from O'Reilly's. This is a new Process 233C transfer case. So I got seals for it, but what you're going to do is you can take a screwdriver or a pry bar, something flat. You're going to try and get it behind this seal here. You don't want to mess up the mating surface here, but just bend this forward a little bit, just like that, and try and get underneath it a little. And try and pry it out. Alrighty guys, so what I did to get this seal out here is I ended up bending all of the outside little lip up. I was able to get some vice grips here. I clamped onto the end of it, and then took my hammer and just whacked right on the edge here of the channel locks, and it gradually worked its way out. And here it is. So now we're gonna put the new one in. Well guys, I'm all done. I got my transfer case seals changed. It was actually a lot more challenging than what I thought it was going to be. But I got it done. Transfer case is back in. Everything's bolted up. Got the drive shafts back in. One thing to note with the front drive shaft here, it's got what is known as a CV drive shaft. So just get a block of wood right there and tap it on, and then line it back up, and then very gently tap it back on once all the splines are aligned. But it's pretty easy once you once you understand what you're doing. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys maybe learned something throughout it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you guys can come back and see some other builds that I'm working on. And I'll see you guys here next time on Drive and Strive.